Good day, everybody. Welcome to this Yin Yoga session for stress relief. So we're going to go into a lovely, juicy practice of Yin today, Yin Yoga, where we're going to practice long holding of postures. We're going to work into about 3 minutes for each posture, allowing ourselves to completely let go and surrender into each posture. For those of you who have never practiced Yin Yoga before, you will need to have something like a cushion that can act as a bolster. So maybe a couple of pillows will do. You may need a yoga strap, so you can also take a scarf or a towel and use that as a replacement. Also a yoga block, or if you don't have a yoga block around, you can grab hold of a big thick book. I encourage you to also have a blanket handy, so if you need to prop up the hips, you can use the blanket for that. So let's begin by starting in easy seat, bringing hands onto the knees, closing the eyes. Allow yourself to become centered as you arrive on your mat. And the crown of your head extend up towards the ceiling as your shoulders drift away from the ears. Lengthening up through the spine, pressing the sit bones down into the mat. Begin by taking a few deep inhalations and exhalations here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And with every exhale, feeling a sense of calm come over your body. Feeling that sense of calm radiating deeply within your soul. Allowing yourself to become rooted in this present moment. Letting go of all thoughts that you carried with you into the room. Gently fluttering your eyes open. Coming back. For our pranayama or breathing technique, we're going to practice a breathing technique called humming bee, also called Brahmari in Sanskrit. Brahmari is the Sanskrit name. So this is a deeply relaxing and calming breathing technique that you can use to alleviate stress, or when your mind is feeling very scattered and all over the place. You can use this breathing technique to allow you to shut off the outside world and just tap into that space of stillness within. So to practice this breathing technique, we bring the thumbs into that little piece of cartilage inside the ears, and blocking off this piece of cartilage, closing the eyes, you take a deep inhale through the nose, and as you exhale out through the nose, but sealing off the mouth, you create a humming sound, so like a bee. So inhaling, let's take 6 rounds of humming bee breath together now. So bringing the fingers into, or the thumbs into the ears. You can rest the fingertips above the head. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Let's go for a round of 6. arms back to the knees, keeping the eyes closed and just noticing any sensations in the body. Just maybe noticing a sense of calmness having come over you. Having been able to shut out the outside world, tap into that silent space within. Gently flutter the eyes open. And so for today's Yin session, we'll practice some gentle asanas to help us unwind, clear your thoughts, and focus on the present moment. So we begin in reclined child's pose. We'll be holding each and every posture for 3 minutes, working to the principle of Yin Yoga, where we will first find our edge. So our edge being, if you're looking at a scale of 1 to 10, you're looking for a 5. So you want a sensation of about a 5 in the body, not more, because often these postures become more intense through the long hold of the posture. So the first principle once more being that we find the edge. Then second, we come into stillness. So as much as possible, try not to move as you hold the postures. Which brings me then to the third principle of Yin Yoga, which is to hold. So number 1 is finding your edge. Number 2 is being still. And number 3 is holding the posture. So each one of our postures we will hold today for 3 minutes. So at the end of the 3 minutes, I will sound the bell for us to move and transition from one posture to the next. So let's get ready and start with our first posture, which is reclined child's pose. So first, taking a deep stretch overhead, raise the arms up overhead, send the toes to the bottom of the mat. Give yourself a big stretch, just waking up the body. And then as you exhale, we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, so keeping the neck nice and long. Hugging knees in towards the chest, you can wrap the arms around, grabbing hold, the one hand grabbing onto the other wrist, and then allowing yourself to settle into the shape. So once you are here and comfortable and the spine is lengthened and rooted against the mat, we begin to time for 3 minutes. So closing the eyes now. Allowing yourself this moment to go into a space of stillness. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the chest, relaxing every vertebra into the mat as you allow it to sink down, soften and let go. Focus on a deep inhalation and exhalation here. Through the nose, breathing deeply into the chest. As you inhale, filling the lungs up with air. And as you exhale, completely expelling all air from the breathing cavity. Resolving to remain still, not fidgeting in any way, really going inwards, noticing thoughts, observing the breath. Taking our last 15 seconds here, seeing if you're able to soften just that little more. And then gently lower the soles of the feet back onto the mat, send the feet all the way down to the bottom. Draw the arms up overhead for a lovely big stretch once more. Moving arms slightly from side to side. Moving into the next posture. Drawing the right knee in towards the chest. So you can interlace fingers here. Allow the elbows to drift down, drawing the knee in towards the chest. Allow gravity of the arms here to do the work. And once you're here in your knee to chest stretch, just letting go, closing the eyes. So this gentle hip opening asana gently stretches out the lower back. Ensure that you keep the left leg pinned down into the mat, nice and relaxed and soft. Both feet are relaxed. Just allowing yourself to let go into the shape now. Once more, bringing the awareness back to the breath. This posture also encourages digestion. As you draw the thigh and the knee into the chest or into the abdomen, gently massaging the internal organs. Just noticing the flow of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Gently lower that right sole of the foot to the floor. Send the legs down towards the end of the mat. Draw the arms up and over for a deep stretch. And as you exhale, let's hug left knee into the chest. Once more interlacing fingers, drawing them over the knee and allowing the arms to be heavy. So using gravity to draw the knee in. Right leg is pinned into the mat. Allow yourself to surrender into the shape, closing eyes, letting go. Once more, allowing that whole length of the spine to melt into the mat. allow the body to soften into the shape. Yin Yoga is working on the connective tissues, ligaments, fascial layer of the body. So by long holding the postures, we are able to work into these areas. Moving into the last 30 seconds here. Walking through the shape to see if you can soften even that little more. Gently replacing sole of the foot, drawing down the leg. Reaching up arms, taking a deep stretch. Move from side to side. Flex the feet. We're moving into our next shape, which is happy baby. So bringing soles of the feet onto the mat. Hike the knees into the chest and draw the knees out so that they're drawing into the armpits or towards the shoulders. And then from here, you raise up the soles of the feet to be in line with the ceiling, grabbing hold of the toe here, so the big toe, allowing the spine to sink down. You can gently raise the tailbone off the ground a little, lengthening through the spine. If this is not accessible to you, you may also hold on to the ankles or the inside or outside of the feet. So let's settle down now and let go into the shape. Softening shoulders, closing the eyes, going inward. Settling into stillness. Focusing only on the flowing of your breath. Yin Yoga is a practice based on the feminine and moon energy. So it's all about slowing down. Complements and balances are the yang style of yogic practices, as well as our very yang lifestyle. Just noticing sensations in the body. Seeing if you are able to let go a little more with every exhalation. Moving into our last 30 seconds of the stretch. Gently release the hands, hug the knees into the chest, and then gently send the feet down to the bottom of the mat, raising arms up overhead once more for a stretch. We're moving into our next posture, which is an IT band stretch. So bringing both the soles of the feet back onto the mat, knees are bent. Let's take the right ankle onto the left knee. We're sending this right knee away from the body, flexing the foot of this right foot. We're gently going to roll the foot over to the left side. Left thigh is dropping down towards the mat. Once you get there, you can place, if it's accessible to you, the left hand onto the ankle, allowing that knee to still raise up towards the ceiling, taking the right hand out beside you, so an opening here into the shoulders, the arm extends away from the body. And then just allow yourself to settle here for 3 minutes. So you can gaze up to ceiling, close the eyes, and relax into the shape. So we're stretching here into the iliotibial band, which runs along the side of the thigh and into the hip. Breathe into the heart space. And with every exhale, soften the body down into the mat. Really noticing sensations or whatever comes up for you. Maybe a recurring thought or a recurring feeling or sensation within the body. Noticing and softening. Once more, remembering the principles of Yin Yoga. We're looking for an edge of 5. So if anything's hurting here and is more than 5, just back out slightly. Working into the last 30 seconds here. Begin to roll out of the shape, drawing the legs back up, or the left knee back up. Flatten both feet onto the mat. Let's take a little counter pose here, bringing the feet to the edges of the mat. Arms can be out beside you as you just allow knees to drift over from side to side. Doing a couple of windshield wipers, moving from one side then to the other. Taking a last one here, and then gently returning, feet back in towards buttocks, left ankle now coming onto right knee, left foot is flexed, left knee is being pressed away from the body. And so we begin to roll over now onto the right side, dropping the right thigh down onto the ground, grabbing hold of that left ankle with the right hand, Arm comes out beside you, gazing up towards the ceiling. Taking a deep inhale and exhale, relax into this IT band stretch. Once more, noticing the sensations in the body. Maybe there's a difference from one side to the other side. Maybe one side a little more accessible than the other. It's noticing the body, noticing with breath and with compassion what's going on. Can you soften the body just that little bit more? How can you let go? Surrendering into the shape, melting into it. Consciously asking the body to let go of tension. Taking a last few breaths as we move into the last 30 seconds here. And gently roll back. So knee up towards ceiling once more. Replace both feet onto the mat. Gently walk the feet once more to the edge of the mat. Bringing the arms out beside you, allowing knees to drift over from side to side. Taking windshield wiper once more. Just stretching into hip and thigh. Eventually coming back, knees back up to ceiling. Hug the knees into the chest. Grab hold of the back of the thighs. We're going to gently rock and roll. So along the spine, rolling back and forth. We're going to come up into seated. Coming right up into what is one of the only standing postures in Yin Yoga. And it's called dangling. So standing with the feet hip width apart, I'm going to stand sideways here. Feet hip width apart, grounding the feet down into the mat. You can raise the arms up here. And as you exhale, you can swan dive down. So coming into a forward fold, but essentially it's all about letting go and allowing all of the stress to drain out through the body. So you can grab hold of the elbows here and allow the head to drift down. And we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So you are allowed to make it easier here if it's too intense. Bend the knees and allow the torso or the belly to rest onto the thighs. Just letting go here.
nodding head, yes and no, letting go of all tension through the neck. Allowing the spine to lengthen here. Imagining stress pouring out from the top of your head with every exhale. Stretching out through the spine as you lengthen, gently stretching the hamstrings. This posture helps to restore energy levels, so it's deeply restorative. Just notice where you can soften just that little more. Make sure you're holding no tension in the neck. Full focus and awareness on the breath as you breathe in. Try and breathe into the full breathing cavity, expanding the chest forward and back, right and left, up and down. Moving into the last 30 seconds here. How can you soften just that little more? Allowing yourself to draw the hands into the waist as you begin to roll out one vertebra at a time, coming back to standing. What a lovely stretch. Taking the feet now hip width apart, we move into our next stretch, which is squat. So feet are hip width apart, bring the hands into prayer, and gently begin to lower yourself down towards the ground. Now, I'm not able to keep my heels flat on the ground, but ideally here, you want to have the whole sole of the foot flat. Bringing the hands into prayer and pressing the knees into the elbows into the knees so that you're opening up into the hip. Once you're here and you're stable, you can begin to close the eyes. Now, if you're like me and you're not able to get the heels flat, you can prop them up with your book or a cushion or whatever it is that you have handy. So, coming down, hands in prayer. We're not rounding through the spine here, rather lengthening through the spine. Let's go. Into the grounding nature of this posture. Really allow the feet to press down right from the toes all along the sole to the heel. This is a very soothing asana, helping to calm and clear the mind. Allow yourself to ground here, physically and mentally. Moving into the last 30 seconds here. Lower the hands down towards the mat. Walk them forward as you drop the knees. Sit back into hero pose for a moment. Removing your block if you were using one. Moving straight into the next posture, which is melting heart, also known as puppy pose in Hatha Yoga. So we're starting in this posture, coming from tabletop and walking the hands over to the front of the mat. Allow yourself to drift down, drawing the forehead towards the ground. Hands are outstretched in front of you. Knees are stacked over the hips. Forehead is resting on your mat. If this is too much for you and you feel like you need it to be a bit easier, you can place a book down and rest the forehead onto the book. Allow the elbows to rest onto the mat. Be here for 3 minutes. Once more, working into the principles of Yin Yoga, letting go of all tension here. Breathing deeply into the shoulders and the muscles of the rib cage. This posture will help to soothe and relax your nerves. Once more, seeking for that space of stillness where you're able to go within and hold the posture. Noticing what this shape brings up for you. As you deeply inhale and exhale through the nose, how are you able to soften and let go just that little more? Moving into the last 30 seconds of melting heart pose. Gently press into the palms. Raise yourself up and gently walk the hands back towards the knees, coming back into tabletop, where we're ready to take thread the needle. So thread the needle, we're going to grab hold or raise up the right hand. Right hand threads underneath the left arm. And then we bend through that left elbow, lowering down towards the ground, bringing the right cheek down onto the mat. Right hand is extended forward. Left hand slides to the top of the mat. Elbow is straightened here so that we're gazing underneath the armpit. We are here for 3 minutes. So allow yourself to soften and let go into the shape. There's a lovely twist into the upper back. An opening of the chest. Really think of this posture as a way to completely let go of tension through the shoulders. Knees are stacked above the hips here. Let go and surrender into the shape. Notice if you're holding any tension in the shoulders. Notice if you're able to let that tension go. Really allowing yourself to soften and surrender. Moving into the last 30 seconds on this side. Gently press into the left palm, raise yourself up, draw that left palm in towards the face, press into the palm, raise yourself up, and let's go over to the other side. So now, left hand sweeping under, drawing underneath that right shoulder and arm, bending into the right elbow, bringing left cheek to the ground, raising up the right hand, and then once more extending the arm forward and settling down into the shape. So thread the needle now on the other side. Allowing the body to really soften into the shape. Open up through the shoulders, focusing on the deep inhalation and exhalation.
ears to the breath continuously as you melt into thread the needle, softening the entire body. Moving into the last 30 seconds here. Gently pressing into that right palm, drawing it back towards the face. Press palm into mat. Gently roll up, replacing both hands onto the mat. Take a little wag here from side to side. Press back into child's pose just for a moment. And as you exhale, press and roll up. We're coming into caterpillar. So moving into second last of our postures. Now in caterpillar, you may need your blanket here to raise the hips up a little. So rather than dumping into the back, we want to reach forward and sit on the sit bones here. So bringing the blanket underneath the hips. We're allowing ourselves to sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to roll forward, allowing the arms to rest beside the body here. So if you're very tight through the spine and into the hamstrings here, there are a few options. You can bring your pillow or your block or book underneath the knees here to release some of the strain through the hamstrings, making it a little bit more accessible. If this is still not accessible, you can take a bit of height. So really listening to your body here, looking for that level of a 5. You may also take your bolster or your pillow here and bring it underneath the chest, bringing up a block and then resting the body. Let's settle here now for 3 minutes. Completely surrendering and letting go into the shape. This is a full body stretch, ideal for relaxation, eliminating stress and aiding digestion. Compresses the stomach and allows for a deep stretch. Reflection here through the spine. See if you're able to fully soften here, letting go. If you feel that as you stay in this shape, it becomes a bit easier. You can also remove a prop, seeing if you've found a little bit more range. Into the last 30 seconds here, as we allow any tension to melt away from your mind and body with each exhale.
hands are soft. Last few seconds here. Gently press palms, fingertips into the mat. Roll yourself back out. Remove all props if you have any near you. We're coming into the last shape, which is a lying spinal twist. So you can, it's a supine twist that offers gentle compression. So we're bringing our arms out in cactus shape here. So drawing the arms out beside you. Bringing the knees up to the ceiling, knees are bent. We shift over the hips to the right side, or the left side, and we drop the knees over to the right side. So just taking a gentle twist here through the body, gazing up towards the ceiling. Let's take a couple of minutes here. If you need, you can also prop a book or something underneath the knee here, or both knees if you need to, letting go into the shape. Turning your focus to the breath once more. Really allowing yourself to sink deeply into this juicy twist. Another few big breaths here. Taking 2 minutes here, so moving into the last 15 seconds in the pose. Seeing where you're able to let go just that little more. Gently roll the knees back up. Shift the hips into the center of the mat once more. We're now shifting hips over to the right side, allowing knees to drop to the left. Arms remain in cactus, gaze up towards the ceiling. Settle into the shape. Once more, if you need the assistance of a block or a book, take it. Remembering that the postures in Yin are more restorative. So it's more about settling and relaxing into them as opposed to forcing and holding. It's about letting go. Softening the toes and ankles. Really feeling the target area of the stretch and this gentle and lower twist. We're just here for 2 minutes, so moving into the last 30 seconds of the stretch.
Gently draw the knees back up to the ceiling. Shift hips back into the center of the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock here from side to side. Gentle massage of the lower back. We're getting ready to go into Shavasana, or final relaxation, corpse pose. Bringing the feet to the edges of your mat. And hands out beside you. Palms facing upward. Allow yourself to completely surrender now into final relaxation. Allowing the body to soak up the practice. Fully surrendering, letting go and relaxing. Allowing your body to spread like a quilt onto the floor. Melting into the ground. All of the bones are feeling heavy. Back of the head heavy. Completely surrendering and letting go. Shoulders sinking into your mat, back of the head, heavy and melting, as you completely let go and relax. Allowing yourself to gently come back to the breath as you begin to wriggle the toes, bringing some movement back to the feet. Taking the tip of the thumb, drawing it across the tips of the fingers. Gently rolling the head over from one side to the other. Drawing the arms up overhead to take a deep stretch. Bringing the soles of the feet back onto the mat as you roll over onto right or left side. And whenever you're ready, slowly press yourself back up into easy seat. Back onto the knees. Bring hands into prayer. Begin rubbing the palms, generating warmth between the hands. Resting that warmth into your heart center. Taking a deep inhale. As you exhale, bow the head down. Nose towards fingers. Exhale a beautiful healing breath over your entire body. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed our Yin practice. Please feel free to share and like and follow our channel with whoever you think may also need some of this practice right now. Have a wonderful day.